are some of the challenges you have seen as a writer that youths in Cameroon are facing? Are there some of the challenges you have noticed or you've identified?
Yeah, I think there are three major challenges I've noticed that youths in Cameroon face. Two or three. I'll just take them out of the back of my head. So the first one is there is a conundrum. Youths are facing a problem that our parents did not, which is this. There are things that youths are good at on the one hand, and there are things that youths are interested in on the secondly.
Yeah.
So sometimes the things you're good at are those things that they tell you to go and pursue as a career. Meanwhile, you're not passionate about those things. I, on the other hand, look at it like, if you go for the things you're good at, this dry notion of I'm good at in history, tomorrow, because you were simply good at in history and you are not interested in history, you'll get to a level where you plateau, and people who are interested in the history will outsmart you. So now, I think that's the first bad advice that people have been given. Pursue what you are good at, not what you're interested in. That is one area that youths really face as a problem. The next thing is, our system has two problems. We have the systemic problem and we have the individual problem. Now, you will get experts that come on television and they explain the whole systemic problem. Nepotism, bad roads, lack of hospitals. You can't work in this company if you are not related to this person. Nepotism, as I said. And that is really a problem for our culture. And I'm not really good or versed in that particular area because I think we can sing those problems as long as we want. Now, there is a second type of problem that youths face, which is not being hinted. And that problem is the individual problem, which is youths don't even make up their beds in the morning, but they are very good at taking these systemic problems and saying these are the causes of their problems. So for me, it's like, make up your bed before you criticize the world. So if your bed is not made up, it's not the system that caused it. You are the problem. So there are areas where the system itself has a problem and needs to be solved, and the government has to solve them.
Calm down.
Now there are areas.
There's a lot of science in what you're saying.
Now there are okay. Let's say this is Caleb.
Yeah.
And Caleb teaches in a primary school. You see, Caleb earns just 50,000, and I am in the same primary school and I earn 250,000. Would the solution for Caleb be for him to take a placard right there, increase my salary, and walk throughout the school saying, increase my salary, increase my salary, increase my salary? No. And that is why youths do on social media. They go and then they voice their problems out as if that was going to change the whole thing. But the other way to see it is, if I am the problem and this is probably an individual problem, why don't I ask what Leslie or Ace did to get to the position where he is? And after asking that question, I decide I am going to follow the same course. And the same course is personal development. I will need to develop myself to a level where I become valuable for the school. And once the school sees my value, where I am able to equally teach class 6, no longer nursery school. Now they can increase my salary. But how did I do to get there? I decided that I was the problem, not the system. But there are moments where the system will block you, even once you grow. But grow first. And even if the system blocks you, there are many other avenues. So that's the second problem that youths face.
Now, we have the systemic and individual problems.
Yeah.
Now, I wish that you should really come out concrete. Okay, let's be practical. That youths, maybe they face the unemployment problem, they face this, they face that. Are there some? I wish we should really be a little bit, real. Let's talk about things that are real.
I think I'm real. It's very difficult to be
systemic
to be specific on
Yeah.
certain issues. Let me give an example. If you're a tailor today, and you think that the systemic problem is going to change most
When
of
you
what
talk
you do.
about systemic problem, what
Yeah.
are you saying?
I'm talking about the whole government, the
Oh.
governance
Oh, yeah.
in place.
At least-
Where we witnessed the elections that were happening in our country just some months back, and everybody was like, if we get this new president, things will change for us. But I am for the fact that to an extent, the president is not the solution to your problems. You see, if you don't develop yourself, the president will never be the solution to your problems. if you're a nursery school teacher and you decide that you'll be a nursery school teacher for the rest of your life, whether we want it, we put the highest, kind, benign, loving president in place, he will not be able to increase your salary from where you are to where you want to be. You see, if you are a teller, you need to start thinking of new ways, new forms of getting more markets. There are 3 ways of making your life better if you're a businessman. First, the product you're selling, you try as much as possible to touch more people. Secondly, you see if that same product you're selling can be used in many other ways. Let's say this is a primary school, or this is a secondary school, or a school in general. It is used for teaching from Monday to Friday. How can this school, and this school has just 100 people in attendance, can I set a goal which is for me to get 200 people the upcoming year? Yes, you can. And you need to engage in marketing. The second way to grow your business will be for you to say, how can I use this school much more than what it is right now? Can this school change Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays to become halls where people celebrate their marriages, where people come and rent for conferences, where people come and rent for events? That is another way in which you do it. And now, the number of times in which these 2 things happen, can I increase them? If school ends in August or in June, can I create something educational that people will have to do during these 3 months of holiday that will make my school functional? So the first thing is, as I've said, let this thing have more what you're selling. Let that service be able to be may it be used for many other issues. Secondly, let the people consuming it consume more, you see, and let the time it's being used be multiplied.
Now you are already going into talking about some of the solutions to the plight of the youth in Cameroon. Now I just wish that you come out, maybe enlighten us on some of them. You are a writer, and I think maybe that's your niche, you craft, and you are like exploiting it. So what do you think are some of those steps, measures to be put in place to curb this youth unemployment, these problems we are naming every day, naming and shaming, but we keep seeing them, they are increasing. And even tonight, many youths will be looking keenly to their screens to hear the head of state in his traditional, youth day speech, which he will be delivering to the youth of Cameroon. And many eyes will be on the TV set to hear if there are some promises that will be made again as they have always been made. And so, let me say, if today you become the head of state, Paul Biya, the Minister of Youth Affairs, and you are asked, maybe you've noticed, and you know the problems youths are facing in Cameroon. Now, everything is made available. Go out there and solve their problems. What do you think you're going to put your finger on first?
I think I will work more on online. How will I call it? There is a wave that is called this new wave. It's a new revolution. Digital economy. Social media, if I may put it in words that people will understand. I think I get so aghast when I listen to these old dudes, baby boomers. You see the old journalists on CRTV, on Equinox, that hold the negative point of view on social media.
Are you like saying that social media is not playing a negative role?
I am not. Social media is playing no negative role, and I know, and I've measured my words on this. This is what I mean. When you study communication, they tell you there is someone, a sender of that information, the meter. There is a canal through which the information passes, the channel, and now there is a receiver. And once that receiver gets the information, generally he sends a feedback. It was good, it was bad. In the olden days, when things were supposed to be communicated, they used drums. Later on, they started using cell phones as the whole movement went across. But we live in an era where the cell phone has evolved. This is a revolution. You see, in the olden days, for example, it took the radio 37 years to get 1 million listeners. It took the TV 17 years. I read the stats and I was baffled to get the same number of people to be watching the television. But this time, with just Instagram. It took Instagram 1 year to get more than 50 million people to be using it. So you see that the phone, this is a revolution that beats all other revolutions.
So how do you think the use of social media will solve some?
Now this is what I'm getting to. Social media is not bad, in the sense that if you get a boy writing a love letter to a girl in the primary school, you don't attack the love letter. You say the love letter is bad. You attack the person who sent the love letter and said, hey, don't spoil the other girl. Social media is just a tool. It's a canal by which information is being passed across. You don't come and then you say social media is bad.
Now tell us how
but
we
you
are
say
going to
those
use social media to solve our problems.
I don't think you tell people how to use social media. I think you make people become more conscious. You make people become moral. You see, it is a failure on our part to groom children on what to say, on how to behave in society. They have simply taken this thing and it's a means for them to express or show the world who they really were. Social media does not make people bad. It simply exposes who they were. So I always think that there should be this